Okay, so then here are my note cards. There's one. Second paragraph. Okay. And then this is all of my examples and sources. Okay. And then third paragraph. Fourth paragraph. Or not paragraph. Slide. Whatever. Note card. And then last one, I believe. Yep. Last one. Okay, and now I'm going to pan the audience to the audience. I can't tell if the camera sees you, but there should be 5. Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay. Now I have to organize. Okay, so with media today, more often than not, your political standing is more important than the actual content of your character. And with that, often the truth is less important than the message you're trying to say. So often, a lot of truth is misconstrued in order to support a certain political agenda. And there's a question of, with most media and articles we read today, is how do you determine whether what you're reading is actually true or it is just an agenda of another political party to try to assert that agenda onto somebody else. And well, the point is that the media needs to be more concerned with telling the truth rather than supporting a political agenda to a certain party. As I mentioned previously, the problem is how do we discern the truth from what the media is telling us from the lies that they tell? And some of the effects of this is that opinions can be altered. Misinformation will often lead to a misinformed populace. So that also means that some people will have biased opinions based on these agendas that they're trying to push. And these opinions are also fed by the misinformation that they're giving us. For example, you see an article that says, Kim Kardashian is pregnant with twins. Now, there's no reason for you not to believe that. So now maybe you tell your friends, your family, and now they believe that Kim Kardashian is pregnant with twins, despite the fact that there's no reason why that article would be true, because more often than not, people just believe what they read on the internet to be true, as said by the commercial. The importance of this is without news and publications sticking to only telling the truth, it becomes a question of what truth are they actually telling? The truth of the party they're trying to support, or the truth of maybe the political figures that paid them off? Because I'm sure that there's some bribery happening with some of the media. And then I have some statistics. The Reuters Institute for the Study of Journalism performed a study for consumers of articles and reports to find percentages. And 42% of consumers read articles with poor journalism, so factual errors or clickbait, which, I mean, clickbait doesn't have that much of an effect, but it still kind of affects your first impressions. 39% reported reading an article with twisting the truth to support a political agenda, as I had said previously. 34% of consumers said that the article looked real from the title, but then after clicking realized that it was only an advertisement to support a product or a service. 31% said that they read an article that threw around the term fake news in order to discredit other news sources widely. And then 26% read news that was completely faked, just only in order to support that agenda, has no factual content whatsoever. And then 23% read an article that was made up just specifically to be humorous which could be slandering to the people that the article is about. And then a poll by USA Today said that only 36% of Americans actually believe that the media is telling the truth in what they report, compared to 30 years ago, 56% believed what the media was telling them. And then Geneva Overholzer, a journalist, cited that most media sources are more concerned with their profit margin rather than the actual truth. And despite how much money most news sources actually make, the reporters are only getting paid slightly above the minimum wage, which in a year, minimum wage is about $15,000, and reporters are only earning $17,000. And everyone is affected by this, by those who read the article, those who write the article, and those who the article is about. So those lies are being told about them. Some solutions of this are relatively simple. Fact-checking. Before you automatically assume that Kim Kardashian is pregnant, maybe you should do some fact-checking beforehand. Also, just verifying the sources that they use, just to make sure that they aren't lying. And also, stay doubtful. Don't be so naive to assume everything on the internet is true. There's also apps that can detect if the article you're reading is made by a bot to produce more revenue. And if it is, then it's probably fake. You can also just check facts on your own, as I said previously. And people lie, and the internet isn't always true. And with these easy solutions, hopefully it'll lead to less misunderstanding and less vindictive beliefs with everyone, and a better understanding of each other overall, and without being affected by misinformation. Consequences: if nothing is being done about this biased information, then the media will continue, and truth will become more misconstrued as the line between the lies and the truth are blurred as time goes on. And as politics grow more prevalent in everyday life, the same can be said of those who misconstrue the truth. As time goes on, more people will misconstrue the truth, and for an agenda or for views and for ratings. Before we march blindly into just assuming what we read to be true, please research ahead of time. And if you believe these lies that are conceptualized by the media, then you are just making more issues for our society. And in today's world, there are plenty of issues that we don't need to worry about these lies and misconstrued truths. So thank you for your time. Now I'm going to pan the audience.